What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl here, and today I want to talk to you about the neighbor. 10 weeks before Cash Gernon was taken out of the home and killed, and murdered, the neighbor said on his video surveillance camera, 10 weeks before this happened, he saw Brown trying to break into his cars, Darriynn Brown, trying to break into his cars a month before the boy was killed, okay? Darriynn Brown, who's 18 years old, was also believed to have been spotted on April 19th breaking a home surveillance camera, okay? We called a month ago, and now a child's dead. The neighbor, he did not want to be identified. All right. Other neighbors say they reported Brown to the police several times, but there was no follow-up on the complaints. On May 15th, Cash was snatched from his bed by Brown. Now, Brown had been watching the Gernon home for weeks and was spotted hovering around on surveillance cameras for about 10 weeks before the killing. So he's saying that he was in that, Brown was hovering around, okay? He was hovering around. 10 weeks before this little boy was taken out of the home and murdered, Brown was hovering around 10 weeks before. So I'm trying to figure out, I still want to know, what was his motive? Why did he decide to do this to Cash Gernon? Now, he would have did it to the other boy too, but didn't have a chance, okay? And thank God he didn't. But still, he left a lot of family members in pain. Okay. It just, something is still not right with this story. It's still not right. Like I said, we're missing some pieces here. So now this is the neighbors, telling what they saw on his on the camera that they have. And they also contacted the police several times, and the police did nothing. No follow-up, no nothing. He's been charged with kidnapping and theft in relation to Cash's death, and police are waiting for forensic results to decide on murder charges. He also said, if law enforcement had acted on his tip, Cash might still be alive today. Footage from a surveillance camera at the neighbor's home, just 5 minutes from where Cash lived in Dallas, shows a man fitting 18-year-old Brown's description trying to open car doors on April 19th. The neighbor, who did not want to be identified, also captured a clearer photo of Brown as he was trying to break a home surveillance camera. How do we make sure this doesn't happen again? Okay, the neighbor asks. We called a month ago, and now a child is gone. Several other neighbors also told a public meeting of community leaders and police in the southwest of Dallas neighborhood that they reported Brown to police several times, but there was no follow-up from the police. Now, let's go back to what Brown mother said. Brown mother said that he has mental health issues. These acts that he's doing doesn't seem like for a person to have mental health issues. Now, I haven't heard any more statements from her in the media or anything. So I guess they're dealing with, what has to go on. But he's on camera trying to break into cars. He's also on camera trying to break a surveillance camera. I still like to know, why was Cash Gernon targeted? Basically, both of the twins were targeted. But why did he do what he did? What was his motive? And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for his motive, for them to say why he did this. It doesn't excuse the fact, okay? But I just want to know, why would he do this to children, to a toddler, 4 years old? Why? It doesn't make sense. Unless someone hired him to do this. Because I don't understand, why would he do this his own free will? Unless Monica Sherrod's son and him were no longer friends and he wanted to get back at the family. Like, I could think of many theories here. But we need to know from him, why did he do this to everyone's family? He destroyed lives. On May 15th, Cash was snatched from his bed, as you guys know, that he shared with his brother Carter in their home. Brown had been watching the home and the boys for weeks, okay? The neighbor said he had picked Brown out of a lineup after seeing news reports of his arrest in connection to Cash's death. And look, and sure as daylight, they got a footage here, which you're going to see in my commentary, of him trying to break in the house. And then you're going to see another footage in broad daylight, sneaking around. I don't understand this. This is mind-boggling for me. This is crazy. Brown was arrested on May 16th and charged with only kidnapping Cash, who was found dead in Dallas Street the day before. Now, the police are still waiting for the forensic evidence to decide whether to charge him with murder. When neighbor Jose Alvarado checked his doorbell camera for any clues in the case, he found something shocking. Videos which appeared to show Brown lurking around his fence, which butts up against Sherrod's about 10 weeks before the abduction. It's really creepy and scary to see that on your camera, knowing what happened, and then you go back and look on your camera and you see that this is what he was doing all this time and no one knew it. Okay? People, check your video cameras often. If you have these home surveillance cameras, check your footage all the time, because you never know. You could save someone's life. You could save your own life, or you could catch somebody in the act doing something. Check your video footage at all times, because you just never know. There's so many people out here in this world doing so much wicked things. It's ridiculous. You got a home, you got surveillance camera, check it on a regular basis. Alvarado said it's really scary. I have 2 kids, 1 girl and 1 boy, and they play basketball in the backyard. People are really scared. People are really scared. It's just really crazy. You know, my prayers and condolences go to the, Cash Gernon's family, because everyone is hurting. This is a 4-year-old little boy. He's hurting. And his brother, when he gets to realize that his other brother's not there with him no more, he's going to be hurting. Okay? Because the next thing he's going to feel like, oh my God, it could have been me too. Ask him when he gets older. When they explain it to him. You had a twin brother and this is what happened and blah, blah, blah. And it's really going to hit him, so he's going to need all the support that he can get, okay? The parents need support, It's just really, really crazy that this happened. I still can't believe that this happened. I still can't believe that this happened. Well, anyway, that's all I have. Check out my, the pictures during the commentary, and he's been hanging around. He's been hanging around for a while. So he's been scoping out the neighbor. He knows the neighborhood. He's been trying to break into people's cars. He's been hovering around the neighborhood. So, but why? That's what I want to know. Why? Well, I guess we're going to have to wait, right, for that information to come out. All right, you guys, that's all I have for at this moment, and I will see you back here later on. Later.